In this video, you will see a CCA created physical education and health lesson for a 5th grade student. This lesson is from Unit 1, How Many Ways Can I Balance? All CCA lessons begin with a lesson overview. Here you will see can-do statements, such as learners can differentiate between static and dynamic balance and apply communication skills to a balancing activity. Vocabulary is included here, such as balance, static balance, and dynamic balance. These words will be found throughout the lesson. Physical education and health kit materials needed for this lesson include a beanbag, jump rope if the learner is not able to go outside, the Physical Education and Health 5 activity book, sidewalk chalk if able to go outside, and a small foam ball. These kit materials, and others, are all mailed to the learners in the beginning of the school year. Additional household materials needed include tape or yarn if the learner is not able to go outside. The approximate lesson length is 60 minutes, and the learners are encouraged to take breaks as needed. This lesson starts with some movement. Learners are to complete the following 2 activities to warm up. They are to practice balancing techniques that they may already know, such as standing on their right leg, left leg, and keeping their balance. They continue to learn exactly what it means to balance. Learners are encouraged to try 2 different poses seen here on this page. One pose uses their feet and legs for the base of support, while the other pose uses their hands and feet for the base of support. Next, learners discover the differences between static and dynamic balances. A static balance occurs when the body is standing still, which is what they practiced in the first activity. Dynamic balance, however, occurs when the body is in motion, and this was practiced in the second activity. Now learners will practice both static balancing and dynamic balancing. The arrows here for this multi-step will show different stationary balances, such as warrior pose, tree pose, airplane pose, boat pose, and upward plank pose. Learners now will use their Physical Education and Health 5 activity book to practice dynamic balancing. As learners complete each activity to the best of their ability, they are to check off each one. If any of these activities are too challenging for the learner, they are encouraged to return to them later in the week to try them again. Next, learners will have a lot of fun playing a balancing game called Minefield. Notes for the learning coach are here in blue text, which will help guide their learner in this fun game. Learners will draw a large grid pattern outside with sidewalk chalk, but they are to use tape or pieces of yarn to create this grid inside if they are unable to go outside. To avoid setting off any mines, the learner must walk along the lines on a path that their learning coach has created. If a learner steps on the wrong line, they will have to go back and start at the beginning. To wrap up this lesson, learners show what they have learned about static and dynamic balancing by answering a few questions below. These are all practice questions that their teacher will be able to review and then provide timely feedback. The last practice question is a short answer response, where they explain how they use their communication skills in the minefield activity. Their answers here can be typed directly in the lesson. And finally, learners get a sneak peek for the next lesson, where they are told they will be using their jump rope for the next workout activity. We hope you enjoyed this CCA lesson tour. For more information about CCA, please check out ccaeducate.me.